be shortchanging people. Like this. Okay, this is gonna tie right into this question. I'm not even gonna say no more. Let's just. This is answering the question. Okay, completely answering the question. Why? Because guess what? You got more on your plate than what I have. So I want a little bit more food from your plate, though I don't have this problem. But at this particular time, Maine's food is looking really, really good over here. And mine's is looking like they just threw a couple of lamb pieces on here and said, yep, there you go. With a whole bunch of rice. A whole bunch of rice. You see how much rice they gave me? Mad rice. You got mad rice over there? I just want to know. Do you got a whole bunch of rice on your end? Probably so. But you got definitely way more chicken. So anyway, this is what I'm disturbed about. Exactly. A little disturbed. So lamb crazy. Is expensive. Lamb is expensive. Well, give me the meat. To my stomach. Okay. Since we being real about this. All right. Episode 6. Here we go.
All right.
Dive back on there. Come on.
This is episode 6, the Dear Love and Lost podcast with your hosts, Jumaine Maine Event Brown and Bklyn, Shay, Shavina, Richardson. The Dear Love and Lost podcast shares perspectives on both a man and a woman. Perspective in response to submitted anonymous questions regarding love, sex, and relationships. We'll also touch on a few other topics as well, but for the most part, we just deal with the love, sex, and relationships.
Absolutely. And the disclaimer is,
we are not experts.
Definitely.
We are just
two people that have been through some shit. Love it.
I hear that.
All right.
So who is Bklyn Shay?
Bklyn Shay is a humanitarian. Yes, she is. She is the person that loves to do what she loves to do, which is spoken word poetry. I am an artist. I love to paint, actually, photography as well. Dive into a little bit of stuff of, cultural things and have a business. We are actually in our H.E.R headquarters right now. So I oversee a group, Her Temple Monologues, and we love to create and just do for the community as much as we can in a constructive, positive way. So poetry is my passion and I love it completely. And who might you be over there, Mr. Maine?
I am Jumaine Maine Event Brown, born and raised in Albany, New York. Grew up in Arbor Hill. Most people know me from my event promotions. Also know me for my website, maineventlive.com.
Absolutely.
Where they can get photos that I take, because I am also a photographer.
A very good one. A very good one.
Most of my events have been featured on my website, as well as other people who book and hire me to do that, and to help them with their events or promotions or whatever. I am also now a DJ as well.
On the ones and twos.
We had fun Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know some people who haven't heard me in a while just was like, oh.
Yo, you tore that down, okay? It was everything. It definitely was.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Great.
We got to do another one. Hopefully we do one for Christmas or something.
Hopefully.
But for the most part, I'm just a single dad handling life as it comes.
Oh, beautiful. Must say that we are both divorcees. Okay, we were not married to each other. However, there we go. Single parents as well, so let's add that in there. Thank you for that. Okay.
So what's the first question of the day?
The first question pops off from Mr. Don't Put a Fork in It. So his question, Maine, happens to be, why do women say they are not hungry Then when you have your own food, now they want to eat what you got and get mad you did not give them any. Or why, when you both got full plates of food, she still wants to eat what's on your plate? Well, as you were trying to inform me, seems like I should answer this question first, right? But I would say I actually have not ever had this problem. My ex-husband would definitely co-sign that I eat what's on my plate. I do not touch his plate. And when I'm hungry, trust me, I'm going to say that I'm hungry. Hence the reason we have food in front of us right now. Because I came back from the city and I'm like, I have not eaten. Okay. I'm not ever going to get something for myself and not get something for, whoever I'm around.
I appreciate it.
Listen here. So this is how we do give and take. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. So Maine happens to have a full thing of chicken right now. Full. When I say full, it's full to the freaking brim, okay?
Yes.
They definitely gave him rice and vegetables and stuff like that. However, I ordered lamb. And when I tell you, I can probably count the pieces of lamb that is right here. That it's so funny because of this question. Because though he's not my man, though we're not together, we're not seeing each other or anything like that. Because I'm so hungry, I might want some of that meat. But I'm going to ask, can I please have, not give me, because give me is wrong. An adult will know that. I would say, sharing is caring, like our last episode. So I'm going to need you.
She got the meat is struggling over there on yours. The lamb meat.
Would you look at that? Look at that. They have nothing but it's hidden on top. It's the rice. It's just sitting on top of there. Then they had the audacity to put, I'm not going to blow them up, had the audacity to put some peppers and stuff in there to try to make up for the lack of meat. I'm sorry. I'm really a carnivore. I love to eat the meat.
You love meat?
Disrespectful. Yes. Okay. At least the food part of it. All right. I don't eat no pork or do none of the beef or whatever, but the lamb and the chicken and the turkey. My stuff. So getting back to the question, I digress. Why do women when they hungry? I don't know. Maybe she trying to oppress you. And she feel the need to not pretend that she's not hungry. You know what I'm saying? Some women do that. And if they do, respect the game, because that's pretty much what it is. It's like, she just want to be cute in front of you, just want to try to make it seem like it ain't something that it is. Just like when you take a woman out and she orders salad, that is never me. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that in advance. I'm a cheap date, but I ain't cheap like that. I'm just not, People who order salad just because they not necessarily, they don't want to show the person their real side.
I think this is it's
a two-part question.
It's almost like a rite of passage for women to do this for some reason. I feel like there's a level of mental process that goes on with the ability to eat your man's food or take his food whenever you want to.
You think so?
I really do. I mean,
it's a rite
here's
of
what
passage.
happens.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If they grew up with both parents in the house, they probably watched their mother do it. So now it's ingrained in their mind, like, okay, this is what you do when you're in a relationship. Then you get older and you're on your own. You go to college. You poor and you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You learn quickly. Yeah.
You probably got the boyfriend that, got a little paper, so he can get food whenever. Yeah. And you may not get food as often as you would like because your meal plan was whatever it was.
Oh, my. Those
so,
days.
You over there and you're like, yo, what you got there? You in this cabinet or his little stash. In colleges, you're not really supposed to have food in a dorm, but you got your stash. And you taking this food, habits.
Yeah, but it's a term of endearment. Some way, shape, or form. It seems like the person is just letting the other person know that they vibe with them. That's something they feel like is cute. Like, oh, let me get a little something of yours or whatever, or just dig in there or whatever, because they may have gotten something that they don't really like. But you should ask.
I think
You should ask. You really should.
The complex part, the thing that gets on most of the average male's nerves is, yo, baby, what you want to eat?
And she says nothing. Or
you sure you don't want
okay.
anything?
Nope, I don't want nothing.
You don't want nothing at all?
I'm sure. But what you getting? You gonna get you something?
I don't know. I'm about to order something.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just see what you get. And I'm just gonna, I'll have some of that.
Oh, you want some of that now? I thought you didn't want it.
I just want some of yours. I don't necessarily want a full plate because I don't want, I'm trying to watch my figure and stuff. So I can't have all them calories. I just want a little bit. So
I got to order a large and spend extra money instead of just getting you your own plate?
Yeah, wouldn't that be cheaper? It would be cheaper. It still would work out the correct way. So you see that little dialect? Now that's probably how this goes for Mr. Don't Put a Fork in It.
No, how it goes is she says, I don't want nothing. No, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry at all. I just ate, or I'm on a diet. And then your food comes. You put it down. You start to open it up. And then here she come on the side of your shoulder looking over what you got there.
Right.
Food. Food that I ordered.
Okay.
That I asked you if you wanted some. You told me no.
Right.
Repeatedly. So now I bought a size that's comparable for my appetite. And you mean I got to share now after I done asked you?
She probably not even taking that much. She probably just digging in and take a little bit or whatever. I just think. So what is it from a male perspective, as you're trying to say right now? So that's the irritant?
It's goofy. It's just goofy.
When you was married, did your wife do that to you?
Honestly, she didn't do that much.
That much. But she has done it. She did do it.
And if she did it to be funny and to be annoying.
Oh, okay. So it's annoying. That's what y'all think? Oh, okay. Sometimes. Okay. I don't know.
Depends.
It depends.
Or put it this way.
Yeah,
we're out of the restaurant.
Okay.
Well, you order something.
Yep.
I order something.
Mm-hmm. But yours look more enticing.
You don't even want to eat your food anymore. You just want to eat what I got. What is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna honestly say I would have to say I don't know how certain people do this, okay? Because for me, it is definitely not. You turn me like down. There we go. Okay. I have not a clue. Because sometimes people, we already know everybody's an individual, everybody's different. Temperament is temperament, however people do. And whatever the relationship and the rapport y'all build, Mr. Don't Put a Fork in It. She must obviously love you deeply, that she really wants to get some of your food.
She's just greedy.
No, she's not. She's not greedy. But the fact that she told you that she wasn't hungry, she probably is really watching her figure. So just, what do you do? Why is it that? Well, for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is it that? Listen, when we post these videos on maineventlive.com or on Facebook,
take a poll.
We need your responses in the comments. Let us know what you think, how you feel.
Absolutely.
What is your reasoning for eating your man's food off his plate?
Please tell us.
When you got a full plate of your food of your
tell
own.
us.
And what's the point of saying you're not hungry and then all of a sudden when his food comes, you're hungry?
All I can say is that it just looks enticing. And maybe at that moment she wasn't hungry. And now she is.
See, the smart man, after a while, they realize, okay, she says she's not hungry. I'm going to order two.
Right.
Two of what I'm ordering.
Right.
And when she comes, I'm going to just be like, here.
Exactly. See, you so smart. There you go. So that's how you know it works out. It just works out that way.
That comes from experience and going through it.
I bet it does. Okay. So anyway, moving on. You next.
All right. This is a good one.
Okay.
My husband is a great provider. He takes great care of me to the point where I don't need to work. But I want to make some of my own money and do some things just for me, just in case. Outside of this situation, I have no complaints. He jokes that I'm trying to save up money to leave him, which is definitely not the case. He's basically provided for the most part. He's given me the best things for me to take advantage of I'm all over the place on this question here.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm following you. Making it sound good. Go ahead.
So, again, she said, outside of the situation, I have no complaints. For the most part, he has given me the relationship and life I desired. We don't have any children yet, so I feel like this is the best time for me to take advantage of it before we do start having kids. How can I make him understand?
This is Mrs. Ready to Earn. Mrs. Ready to Earn is ready to earn them bucks. Okay. So,
I don't know. It's interesting because there's levels to what's occurring here.
Right.
And it also depends on the support system behind all of them.
Right.
How you look at it. There are some women, who want to have phones buzzing off and all that.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm just messing with you.
We apologize.
But
take that out.
They might feel like they're being controlled and they want some independence or some freedom.
Okay.
This is the challenging perspective, if you want to say that.
Okay.
Because I definitely know some women who, they don't want to work, they don't want to do nothing, they just want to be a stay-at-home mom or, a home wife, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And make sure home is straight.
Okay.
And not have to worry about an 8-hour job or whatever else.
Yeah.
And there are men that feel that that's the way it should be, traditionally.
Right.
Modern times, unless you got a real good job as a man, it's kind of hard without another source of income with you. You know what I mean? But if you are able to hold it down like Homeboy is doing now, that's a dope thing.
But she wants to know, she said, how can I make him understand? So for me, when I was married, I was a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years. I felt it was very important to be in my children's life in the beginning of their first years, and I did it for each child so that I made sure that the values and the things I wanted them to have instilled were there before they started school. And my ex-husband was a great provider, so I would never take that away from him. He made sure that we were straight. But when I wanted to go to work, he felt the same way. He was like, so you just gonna go out here and just, how you gonna do this? We got the kids or whatever. And I'm like, well, I could take them with me, because I found the job that allowed me to bring the children with me. So because they obviously wasn't of age yet, right? Mm-hmm. So that job was very open to me bringing the kids because it was at the library. So I'm a certified library assistant, by the way. So but I did not go into librarianship.
She may not be Jamaican, but she grew up in Brooklyn.
I sure did.
And a lot of West Indian folks down there with 80 jobs.
Definitely, but either way.
Job.
I love books. So it worked out, and we were able to compromise because I found something that was able to, let him understand as a man that I would still be able to tend to the things that I was doing initially, taking care of home, basically, right? And allowing him to still work the hours that he was working and not feeling like it was cutting his hours back, because then it would be like, okay, you got to only work this a certain amount of hours because I have to go to work, So it was like he was still able to do it.
His concerns was basically the kids.
Kids, exactly.
She ain't got no kids.
No, they don't. No, she don't have no kids. But she's saying that she wants to get the job working and stuff out of her system first, right now, so that she will be ready to be at home and do all these things that she's been doing. I wonder how
old they are.
Right, because my whole thing is, yes, kids was an issue for me. But the notion of her having her own was the process. And that was what I wanted. I didn't want to have him be the sole provider no more. I wanted to be able to contribute in another way. Although my way that I was already doing it was ridiculously, you can't even pay people for the stuff that, you need to do as a mom. But as a parent, period, not just a mom. I want to be clear about that. But me having my own money meant something for me because I wanted to contribute financially, and I didn't want him to continue to work the hours that he was working. I wanted to alleviate some of that burden on him. All right. Mm-hmm. So once I got to the point where I understood where the controlling piece was coming in, and that's what she probably could make him understand that, okay, I know you love and you appreciate me, and I know you joking about, hey, you think I'm going to leave you, but letting him know how that truly is impacting her. Because it's like, as a woman in this day and age, especially, like, you want to be able to have something, God forbid, something happens to you, something happens to, you want to be able to leave something behind for your spouse. Mm-hmm. Like, if he's the sole provider, you need to let him understand, like, okay, baby, great. But I need either a 401k, I need some insurance, I need something to say, hey, if something, God forbid, happens to me, my husband is going to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. So maybe you could let him look at it from that perspective of understanding, okay, the insurance wise things, this is how some people, they fall on their face because they don't have things in place,
Here's a couple things. I'm gonna give one more of a serious side, and I'm gonna give one more of a little more humorous side.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear this.
I think the first thing you have to do is lay out information where he can see the benefits.
Facts. I would agree with that.
Like how you were explaining,
Mm-hmm.
He won't lose his hours because you're gonna take the kids to the library, to your job that you were working at.
Right.
So there is no lack of balance on, how we can work this
mm-hmm.
out as far as that. Since they don't have kids, what she can list and like, it's more income to save for their college fund.
Absolutely.
You can also point out the fact, depends on what he does, because most people, unless they like entrepreneur with multiple businesses, they have one skill, one trade,
right,
one industry that they're having a job.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if that industry goes away?
Facts. Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Yep.
So why not let me work now?
Mm-hmm.
Stack that paper together.
It up.
You know what I mean? Put a little shopping allowance for her side for whatever that she may want.
Correct.
And make things work. You just have to. You have to list the pros and cons of it,
right,
in a way where the pros outweigh his cons.
His cons, exactly.
Now, on the humorous side, women have all the power in the relationship. Oh, I can't go to work? You can't go to work either. Won't be no work happening at all when you get home. No work will be done. No benefits will be given until I can get my own benefits.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So she could go that route. See, I didn't want to go that way because I really feel that that's typically like that power struggle.
That is the oldest civil war known to mankind.
Absolutely. War and Roses, man. Here we go with it. It's like, yo, are you serious right now? But yes, it has been done consistently. But, I don't know. Give or take. But I think that pretty much sums it up in terms of, Mrs. Ready to Earn. Get out there, do your thing, girl. Do the list. Maine gave some great points on what should happen and what can happen if you list things out. And it all goes back to, again, communication. Correct?
Exactly.
The biggest thing that make the life goes well.
I mean, there's some women in this situation that, they do have a controlling husband and they have a level of insecurities where it's like their woman's outside the house. They're afraid that they're going to lose her.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I don't know too many men that will marry somebody that they're not attracted to.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
And usually that attraction is on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of men have been able to marry out of their league So that fear
I done seen it.
is very
I done seen it.
is very heavy, especially when they can basically tell the woman you don't have to work.
Listen.
Now, that's not to say women are lazy or anything and are all looking to be taken care of, even though, you know,
understand it.
City Girls is trending right now.
It is, but Lord have mercy, please. I just ask people to please get to the point where you just like, oh my gosh, when are we just gonna be like, it's a give and take, yo, like
Yin and yang.
reciprocation, you know?
What's
like,
funny about City Girls is they're saying all this while they're working.
Hello.
And then they all have their own.
They don't have their own. Thank you. You know, but they telling you to be out here to
baby.
Do right.
She had that baby by herself.
Hello. And they beautiful girls now, beautiful. But it's like, get to a point where we really say, yo, culturally, it's this give and take. Yo, reciprocation is everything. You know, do unto others as you want done unto you, for real though. Okay? So if you want to earn that money, girl, get out there, do your thing, explain it to them, let them know what it is, and, you know, basically put it on the line like Maine said, yo. Let it be known, hunty boo boo. You don't work either. And that could be in that bedroom. Drop it. It ain't going down. Period. Trust and believe I don't have a problem eating in front of nobody. So
I know.
It's all good.
All right.
Love it. Get with it. All right.
Wavelengths.
I know. Hold on.
We about to move into these topics.
Yes, we are. This one was funny as a motherfucker. Funny.
It's funny to us.
Yes, but it wasn't funny to him.
It wasn't funny to the people in that relationship.
Man, that was deep, yo.
So, the other day, I posted on the Dear Love and Lust Facebook page, basically a video from one of those, people, you know, reality court shows. I think it's called Justice for All. And I'll just read what happened. A man is in a relationship with a woman. That woman's best friend sees him out with another woman. So she assumes, what I'm sure everybody else is about to assume, that he's cheating on her best friend. The friend, however, doesn't tell her friend right away that time. But the second time she saw him out with the same woman, she finally tells her friend what she saw and accuses him of cheating. The woman, you know, that's with the man, finally confronts him. They obviously argue about it because he's denying it. And, you know, when you trust your friend, you know, in all she been friends with that girl since she was 9 years old. So it's one of those long-term relationships. So you're not automatically assuming that it's going to be malicious. But so after they argue and try to calm things down, basically he has to sleep on the couch type of thing for the night. She then slips him some sleeping pills, then cuts off a big patch of his locks, basically to get back at him. Which then leads them to go to the court where he's suing for $3,000 in damages. Hilarious thing. In court, it comes out that the other woman that the best friend saw him out with was a cousin. So let's unpack that. And let's also talk about friends that are always trying to interfere in the relationships. Especially when they do not have their own.
Woof. Man.
So.
You was touching home. You touching home.
I'm just saying. And if you go to the Facebook, the Dear Love and Lust Facebook page, you will see that clip. Just scroll down.
You'll have to watch it. You have to watch it.
And dude is a very proper, tall,
yes,
well put together, educated man. You can tell by his vernacular and how he speaks.
Yes.
He has a little level of conceit, but I think the conceit comes from the fact that he was right in the matter.
He was absolutely confident. It was like,
And
Listen, I'm only asking for $3,000.
The trauma of him losing his locks.
Yes.
Because someone that he actually doesn't like. You can tell he doesn't like the best friend too much, because the best friend just sounds like she's messy, as she was messy with this situation.
Yeah. Or just she seemed like she was always in their business, like meddling. So, always want to come between stuff, that they have going on.
As you can tell, she probably doesn't have friends.
Hello. I was so like, what? First off, you drugged him.
Yo, the judge was like, why is this funny? She was like, no, it's not funny. Like, you that was battery and assault.
Hello. Like, and you cut his hair. You just went too far. You went too far. So when you sent me that clip, I'm like, yo, stop playing right now. Like, yes, this is a topic that we need to discuss, because you just went too far. Now, for me, I am definitely, I can get in my own head because I'm a creative person. So I can concoct the whole story about you and none of it ever true. All right. I can do that.
Wait, are we admitting?
I'm admitting that I can do that or whatever.
See, that's a grown woman right there.
I'm so very serious. Like, I can admit that I have done that, and certain aspects were true, but not all of it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when I let my intuition tap in versus my emotional side of it, then I do better. So coming up with stuff and being over analytical, you can absolutely create some stuff that is just not there. But having a conversation, this is why I'm so big on communication, because it's like, have you
been the friend?
No, I have not. I have not been a friend. I have not dived into that part, because I learned at a very young age. All right. So at a very, thank you. Because when my friends were in like domestic situations with people, they would always go back to them. So I learned to just be like, you know what? When you ready, you will probably leave that situation alone, and I won't say anything. Now, what I have done is I've seen someone out with somebody, and I was like at the end of the table, because we got phones now, and I was like, click. I've done that. And I have. No, it's not. Because listen to me. Listen to me why it's not bad.
Why is that
because
not
I
bad?
wasn't going to be like, oh, I saw so-and-so and didn't have the proof that I saw so-and-so.
Oh, so you just took the picture. But
I took the picture and I sent it. And I said, do you know this person? That's all I needed to know. Because we know. And want to know why I did it? Because he didn't come over and address us when he was with the person. Okay?
He saw you.
He did. Trust me. He saw, because he made direct eye contact with me. And I was like, and normally the person comes over, embraces, and is all lovely, right? So I took that picture and I sent it.
How is that different than what the best friend did?
Let me tell you how different it is.
Because you have proof and evidence?
Because I didn't say he was out cheating. I said, your person happens to be here, okay? Your person happens to be here.
Jesus fix it.
Jesus fix it not. Your person happens to be here, and I just wanted to know if you know this person, okay? Okay? So I'm not saying he's out cheating or he's doing anything. She's one of my very good friends, and I'm like, okay, he was realistically new to the situation. And I said, all right, instead of me going and being like, oh, I saw so-and-so, he was out with some girl, I wouldn't do that, because I learned not to do that part. But here's your proof. Do you know this person? If you know this person, say less. Then it's done. And she happened to what? Know the person. And guess what? He was conducting business. And guess what? She was aware of it. And guess what? This, that, and the third. And she said, girl, thank you still for looking out. I appreciate that. Okay, good. Say less. So that was how that whole scenario went. All right. So
my dear Love and Lust folks, what I need you to do,
say it,
is when this video is posted, to go into the comment box, whether it's the full video or the highlight clip on Facebook or social media, and let me know is what Bklyn Shay did, the same thing on the same level as what this friend did in this court case.
Hmm.
And the worst part about that whole case is the fact that that whole relationship got blown up.
It did.
Over.
It
Done
did.
with. Kaput.
Completely.
And the girl has to come out of her pocket $3,000.
Exactly. But let's get back to you with your accusatory thing. First off, what was the difference in what I did, Maine? What's your opinion? What do you
There
think
is
was
no
it?
difference.
You don't think that there was no difference?
Because what you did is you sent information to a person to allow them to assume something.
No, it wasn't an assumption, because attached to the picture was, do you know this person? That was what I sent.
Now,
And
what happened if she didn't know the person?
what would have happened was she would have told me what steps I needed to take. And that would have been that. And as a friend, that was appropriate to do, given the fact that the person was there with another woman that wasn't his woman.
There are some differences in that equation. However, fortunately, the results were different because the person did know. So homeboy did what he was supposed to do.
There was a question.
It was a question.
It was a question.
So
she
that's your
didn't.
difference.
That's my difference, and I think that was a very mature difference.
Your
meaning
difference
the fact,
is you asked the question as opposed to telling.
Telling exactly. I didn't say, "Oh, your man is in here with another woman." Blah, blah, blah,
See,
blah, blah, blah.
Jesus just fixed that. Look at that.
See what I'm
But
saying?
I'm gonna still need people in the comments telling
Y'all
me what they
comment,
think.
please comment, because I thought personally that was okay, and I hope you got male friends that would do the same for you. Okay.
Male friends don't really be getting into it.
No, they mind their business.
I've had some friends that they did some dirt. I'd be the only one that ain't doing dirt.
And you notice that they're doing it. Say like if you was really cool with the person, okay, and meaning the female, and you know that her person is a whole piece of shit, okay.
Just like you said about the whole domestic situation where they went back. I wouldn't have to actually blow up the spot and be the snitch on a situation. Like, yo, you might want to check. Most of the time, those girls already knew.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But they
still wanted to stay there. Oh, yes. I'm telling you.
As I get older, then I also now wonder, well, what were they doing? See, a lot of men they get into the bad habit of assuming that just because they getting away with whatever dirt they doing, that other person who they believe is oblivious is not doing their own dirt.
Right. But it's just like two hurt people hurting people. You know what I'm saying? But I feel you. But when you watch this clip, trust me when I tell you what I did and what this woman told. Oh my gosh, forget about it. She dragged it. She dragged it to the point was like, oh well, he was
Bklyn Shay under the fence.
I ain't on the defense because I'm owning my shit.
I take my accusation back.
Thank you for taking it back, but I'm owning the part that you are talking about. You know what I'm saying? That I definitely, because of my relationship with the person and because of the status of their relationship, this person and the other person, which was very fairly new, okay, it was like, okay, do you happen to know this person? And obviously I'm leaving out a whole bunch of pieces to the puzzle, okay, but there was reasons why I even went there. You know what I'm saying? So it was understood and it was tasteful because I just let it go. Like, there you go. Okay. It's in your laps. There you go.
You did it in a more appropriate manner than the other friend. I will admit that.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
And it's tough because you don't want to be the person that knows about something and then never tells the person that's supposed to be your friend, and then they find out and they find out that you knew.
Thank you, and you didn't say anything. Then it's just like,
now you're getting the displaced rage on top of the valid rage.
Exactly, and I know how it could go because there was more people in there. You understand? So that was more of the reason. It's a little bit different for women than it is for men because men like. Bro code, whatever you want to call it. Right. They're not going to say anything. Trust me. When I was dating somebody who, been around the block a couple of times, which I learned after the fact, mind you. So when I was dating this particular person and we were out and we saw somebody who we both know is in a full-blown marriage, okay? And happened to be having his tongue down somebody's throat that was obviously
Caught
not
tongue-
his wife.
Tongue down, caught red-handed.
Listen, and my person at the time was like, we ain't getting into that man business. That is what it is. Come on, let's just go about our business. Red flag. So I said, I'm not trying to get into nobody's business, but did you see that? I just want to make sure that you saw that too. Yes, I did. I said, okay, moving on. And I let it go. So I never said anything. I was like, it is what it is in that situation. Want to know why? The woman who obviously would have been impacted by it, she wasn't my friend. I don't know her. I don't have anything to do with her. No loyalty in that situation. But when I felt the pain, because it's like I've obviously been cheated on and people have stepped out, and I don't like the way it feels. So I do not cheat on people. I've never cheated on anybody. And I'm like, I just think that is the most disrespectful thing that you can do to somebody. You know what I mean? If you are unhappy, if you don't want to be there, then you should just state that and just let the person live and let them be great for somebody else, you know?
I think what tends to happen is a lot of people try to be judge, jury, and executioner right there in that moment. Mm-hmm. But now, in defense of your homeboy, he might have been right, because you don't know what's actually going on. Mm-hmm. Like, people follow celebs all the time, and they get so mad when these tabloids and blogs start posting them dealing with other people when they're so attached to their relationship that, you know, they've known them to be in for so long. Mm-hmm. But we only know what is being told.
Right.
I'll go back to August.
Oh, Lord.
and some entanglements that occurred. Everybody has always put Will and Jada on a pedestal as far as like relationship goals and so forth, not knowing all the battles that they were dealing with internally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Early on, when she did one of her first Red Table Talks, she did it with Will's ex.
Correct.
And everybody always thought they just had a cool relationship, like they were on a good vibe, like co-parent, like goals.
Right.
Only to find out they both was like, be this and hold this. Like,
yeah.
They kept why do I need to talk to her?
Yeah. They kept it 100. But for the kids, it's like.
But after a while, you grow and you learn, you understand, and you make sense of it. And like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like another celeb couple that has interesting, you know, I guess, dynamics. Lisa Bonet and her ex was Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
Zoe Kravitz, their daughter. She's now with, I call him Aquaman. What's his name? Jason Momoa or something like that?
Yes. Okay. I thought you was going to go with Lord have mercy. Help me out, because I just had it in the thought process in regards to the co-parenting. Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah. Everybody thinks Alicia Keys stole Swiss from Shonda.
Yes.
You can't steal a man from
You can't steal. Please look at the camera and tell them. You cannot steal anybody. Let's talk about anybody. That a male, female, partner, whomever you choosing. You can't steal a person from another person. That person already made the choice about what they wanted. Exactly. Period. It's like, please get that through your head. That's why
you can tempt somebody,
man,
as much as you want, but if that person does not yield to that temptation,
if they don't bite back, guess what? They moved on to the next person that might bite back.
Like, there's no such thing as stealing somebody. You don't leave unless you want to.
Man, this is why. Okay. Because it's just like, hello, did you miss it? That's what I tell people all the time. Like, these little girls be running around here, be like, yep, you know, I be throwing it back and all this other stuff, and they think they got the best poutine, hunty.
Matter of fact, it's a great example.
Come on, tell me.
From the movie Girls Trip. Remember Regina Hall's character and her husband. They were supposed to be this perfect relationship in public.
Right, and a hot mess.
Meanwhile, you know, he's with another chick. Listen. But she knew about the chick. Her friends didn't know she knew.
Yeah. And they was like, how are you? They was go. Yes. How are you still with this man and you know this? Because she trying to do this business thing. She like, yo, we building. But she couldn't take it no more. Because it's like, you deserve better. And when you know your worth, you know to move away from situations like that.
Sloppy and messy. He
exactly. He didn't care. He was out just be doing the most. Okay, and that's what most people, they just do the most. And oh my gosh, I don't have no time for that.
This is a question. Mm-hmm. I'm not defending homeboy, but I'm curious to know what you think. Mm-hmm. Should he actually get more props for holding on instead of bouncing? Because everybody looked at him like the villain, but you just said something that made me realize, like, oh, yeah, she did it. They have business together and so forth.
Right.
Who benefited off that business the most?
She did. And listen to me. I would say this. If you have an understanding, because they were grown. They whole grown people. You have an understanding with somebody that this is what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And they look like in that situation, they had a whole understanding that he was supposed to do X, Y to the Z. Mm-hmm. But he stepped out of that zone. Mm-hmm. And what I told you about boundaries, if you step out that zone, though we have an understanding, that's where the problems are going to come at. Because grown people can choose to do whatever they choose to do. It's your relationship. Mm-hmm. What you choose to do in that relationship is on you. For me, what I told you I have a problem with is the fact that if we sit down and we talk, we have an understanding. Mm-hmm. I'm a whole grown woman. If I choose to still stick in that with you, and I know what you're bringing to the table, and we have discussed it, when you violate, that's when the issues come, and that's where the problem lies. Because now you've taken my kindness for weakness and our bond and whatever we decided to do, and you have violated it. And that is disrespectful. Because we came to an agreement about something, especially if it's business oriented. All right.
So basically, he broke the rules of the game.
He broke the rules of the game. So, and whatever that may be, and I don't even like to say the game, because it's not a game if you guys are both playing the same team or y'all on the same team. So if y'all are solid and you building together, then whatever y'all decided to do as two grown people is what you decided to do as two grown people. Where it gets messy is that someone gets too greedy and they decide that they're going to do X, Y to the Z.
Much like the woman when she wants to eat your food.
There you go. Maybe. But you got to ask. So if you ask, then it's not being greedy, right? Yeah, because you could choose to say no.
True.
Thank you. End scene. Now.
Well, when we post this video, you better leave your comments and your opinions the comment box on our Facebook page, as well as the Maine Event Live website.
Absolutely. And
which is maineventlive.com//
he got that merch too.
Oh, I definitely got that merch.
Absolutely. And our next topic. We done with that one? We good with that one? We cleared that one up? I think we cleared that one up. All right. Oh, Lord of mercy. Ghosting. Maine's been reading my comments on my page. I swear he be
No, I didn't even see your comments on your page. Which comments?
What happened? I swear I put this up there, something like this. It was on my Bklyn Shay page. But anyway, have you ever been ghosted? Have you ever ghosted someone? Why does ghosting happen? Do you need to explain to them what ghosting is?
I am.
Do you know what it is?
Well, in general, ghosting is simply this. You meet somebody, you're cool, you're cordial, you have a good time. Mm-hmm. You exchange numbers, contact information.
Yep.
After that initial meeting, they don't respond to your texts. They don't respond to your messages. They don't respond at all. They don't even communicate.
They don't even acknowledge that you exist.
No reason.
Nada.
And you're kind of confused on if you did something wrong or not. Maybe they were with somebody. Maybe they had somebody else that were in a relationship. So your mind starts going all over the place because they done went Casper on.
Yep. Ghosting. That's where we come from. There we go. Okay. End scene. Right. So, question. Have you ever been ghosted?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it didn't feel good, did it? It never feels good.
I'm weird. So, most of the time it doesn't bother me. It's just
Most of the time. How many damn times you been ghosted?
I've been ghosted a few times. I'm 42. What you think?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I'm 42, and I'm a promoter at that. So
right. So you kind of
people be out in the clubs doing they. See, I have a level of naivety that I probably shouldn't have, but I do sometimes. Like,
okay,
I forget that some women are actually will go to the club to blow off steam and just to see if they still got it.
Oh my!
But have a full blown relationship at home.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So they
tell
can
me
be
more about this.
Like, they'll go out, they'll dress up, they with their girls, they looking cute, they in the middle of the dance floor doing their thing.
Right.
Then they see somebody that's handsome enough or fits their bill of what they like.
Right.
And they talk, flirt, nothing crazy. They may dance, they may not dance at all, but they have flirted all night. Okay. And some information is exchanged as if you're going to talk again, but that woman in the back of the mind, I ain't never going to call that. He fine, but I'm going home to my boo. Oh. Got their juices all right up. They're all moist and ready to go. So when they get home, drunk off Henny and whatever
so they giving it to the person that they with versus. Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, dude like myself, that's, think, all right, I got somebody new that I might be able to holler at or
and
see
this
what's up.
Not happening. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I mean that's
it's
fair.
A handful of times, but it's enough to be like, all right.
That's fair. Okay. So, I have done the ghosting and I have been ghosted. Okay. So, what? Ooh. Yeah. So, how this all played out, right? It was a relationship was one of them. Situationship was another. And what happened in the process was the fact that one person lived far, okay, a whole time zone, and pretty much was just like being inconsistent and started just kind of showcasing. That's
a different level of ghosting.
I'm telling you, but it's still part of ghosting. Yeah, it is. Feel me? So started acting a little funny. And I was like, trying to communicate. Like, all right, hear from the person this day. Don't hear from the person that day. Just, very sporadic with the communication and all this other type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, this is different because for the last 3 months or more, we've been good. Everything's been solid. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what's happening. Oh, nothing. I'm working. I got this, I got that, a whole bunch of shit going on or whatever like that. And in my mind, I'm like, and here comes the bullshit. Okay. I'm like, all right, so what do you want to do with this? Okay. Because what I need in my life, I need someone who's present. I need someone who's consistent. I need someone who communicates to involved. Me. Thank you. Based off of what I'm giving. So if I'm reciprocating to you that I'm interested, I want to be with you, there's nobody else, X, Y to the Z, we making plans or whatever like that, then we should be solid. We should be good. Okay. Even if though you in this whole nother time zone. However,
this is why I believe in long engagements.
Listen to me. Exactly. So it got to the point where I was tired of it. I was tired of talking about the same thing or whatever like that. And I was just like, just stop answering the calls. I was like, I'm not even fucking gonna pick up. I'm not blocking you. I'm not doing none of that childish stuff. I'm done with it. Okay. Just don't, you call me, just cool. You calling because now all of a sudden
them and everything,
I'm not chasing after you. No, I did not. Oh. I did not block the person or whatever, but I'm not going to answer your calls. Okay. So that was me doing that to the person because I felt the person was trying to, sever ties, but without saying it. You know what I'm saying? So then the most recent process that I was in, okay, reconnected with someone from very much young age, okay? Still got love for the person, definitely, whatever. I don't know. Like, again, we're going to go with how I communicate and how other people communicate. For me, when I speak to someone, if you say something to me that with a very condescending and authoritative voice,
Bklyn.
right? If you talk to me in that manner, then because of my past trauma. Now, no, because I know you laughing for this particular part, but we're going to dive a little serious though.
I hear you.
If I spoke to you and we had very deep conversations and I said what I had been through with my ex-husband, with situationships, and I told you that I don't like people talking down to me or over talking me and doing condescending stuff because you taking my voice away. That means you're not trying to hear me. You just trying to get off what you need to get off because you feel offended by what I said. But I didn't say anything that was offensive. But if it felt that way to you, I apologize. So that's me being a grown ass woman that says,
that is true.
I apologize for that. I personally felt the person dragged it so much so that then he started pulling back. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm noticing it. So I'm like, well, where do you think we are at? Because if you was that offended by what I said, then you really don't want this, because there's no way that you could tell me you love me, you want to marry me, and you want to be with me, but yet you so offended by what I said that now you just adding other stuff on top of on whatever we're going, whatever that was. But I'm thinking we moved past it, but we obviously have not. So since we have not moved past it, now I'm asking you, well, what you think? Are we in a relationship or we're not? Because if we're not in a relationship, then I'm gonna let you be good and be great for whoever you trying to be great for. But it was, no, we're in a relationship, we're together, and let's move forward. But the person still was silent and still being quiet. Still being very quiet. So much so. This is me being ghosted. Okay. Absolutely. Gotcha. So now, don't hear nothing. No words, no nothing, no follow up, none of the stuff he was doing before, any of the things. So now I'm like, okay, let me reach out and let me make sure I'm clear, because I'm a communicator.
Right.
So here's my clarification. Remember before you was like, if he ain't saying anything, he's already answered you about where he stands at.
Exactly.
So I said, you know what? Let me take the book from what Maine said to me and let me listen to this shit. And I'm going to say, I don't need to have a conversation with you then. I don't need to have closure. You gave me my closure by continuing to be quiet. Yes. By continuing to be quiet. And we spoke about really coming together to have a face-to-face and understanding where we really want to be at with each other. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time for none of this stuff, because we grown and we grown. We're kids, okay? So with that being said, I silently said, no more, you ghosts. Please don't call, because we know where this is at, okay? Because you solidified it. So since you solidified it, I receive it.
You still didn't respond.
No, I have not. I didn't say none of this. I ain't articulate none of this part that I'm saying currently right now. I'm saying that the quietness has already confirmed to me that this person is who they are. And
when has he responded? When's the last he responded is what I'm saying.
Recently, which was like what? The beginning of the week that just passed or whatever.
That was the whole we are still in a relationship?
That was before that. We still in a relationship. And then when I said, okay, if God forbid I was to leave this earth, you are one person outside of other people, obviously, that I would not want to have basically a negative conversation about. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want us to be in a bad space, to sum it up. Okay. So whatever we need to do to fix this thing, you know what I'm saying? Let's have a conversation about it, because that's honestly how
that conversation
never happened. So the person sent me a message back stating, yes, I felt that. Let's really do this. You know, I apologize for my part. I obviously sent that I apologize for my whatever thing, and have not heard from the person since. Feel me? So that's being ghosted. So that's ghosted. So it's like, so you said something to me that you agree with what I said, and then you totally decided that you just not gonna say nothing else. So I'm like, okay.
I don't know why people
in
that particular situation don't do that. I would rather, and I have been called an asshole, than to leave it up in the air.
Thank you. Because to me, you are taking the punk road out, meaning that you want me to sever and you want me to end it. But if I already asked you where we going, what we doing, and that type of stuff, first off, I shouldn't even never have to ask you that damn question because it should be very clear. Okay. Right. So the fact that I did that was only giving you an olive branch because of our past history with being in junior high school together.
What I'm hearing and what I am learning as I get older is if you're giving that much energy to somebody and they don't want to return it, stop wasting the energy.
Exactly. So listen to what I'm saying to you, sir. When we had that prior conversation and we was talking about being in relationships, we was talking about all this stuff like that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to step out and I'm going to own my part. Though I still feel I ain't really have a part other than speaking my truth, okay? So if I spoke my truth and you was that moved by it, then that must mean that you are not the man for me because you couldn't even handle that part of my truth, all right? And if you said that you was in love with me and you really wanted to do something, then it would have been solid. It would have been solidified and we would have moved on. But what I know is that this ghosting thing obviously is something that immature people do when they don't want to face the music about what's really good and what's really going on. Okay. And that I will not tolerate because I know my worth too much to stay in something that does not serve me at all. Okay. So that's Bklyn Shay's level of transparency of her most recent bullshit. Okay.
I wouldn't say I was ghosted because the person is still visible and will say hello. But I recently, inquired of someone, gave them my contact information, found out whether they were single or not, made sure the age range was appropriate.
Good job.
All that good stuff. We had that one conversation. Thought they were going to call.
Right. Nothing.
Call. I see them often.
Right. And they still say hi.
Cool. No call.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that's ghosting, but at the same time, it's like, all right, we're not translating to the next step. And that's fine.
Yeah. But that's kind of slow moving, though. That's like.
I wouldn't even say it's slow moving. I would say it's not moving. Because it's at the point where it's at.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Me was inquiring whether it can go beyond that. Just because somebody sitting across from me said maybe you should shoot your shot more because I usually don't.
And you should, and that shouldn't deter you from shooting your shot.
It's not going to deter me from shooting my shot when I feel valid enough to shoot it. But I just find it interesting that that's what occurs.
Got you.
Now, I guess I'll speak from my personal perspective. I know when I don't want to reject somebody because I'm afraid of whatever the consequence may be, I can understand it. But again, I've been called an asshole.
Right.
I'm going to reject the person if I'm not interested because I don't want that lingering effect. But I will also tell them, we can still be cool. I'm just not going there with you.
Okay. But you're not saying it in a condescending, nasty way. I've never seen you be anything but respectful of people. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that, okay, they calling you an asshole, whatever the case, what is that? What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? To the person that's receiving it.
I believe I get called that because I'm not letting somebody have their way.
Okay. I got you. All right. That makes sense.
And a lot of people, when they're only thinking about their perspective, they look at it like, there should be nothing wrong with them being able to have their way in the manner that they're acting it.
Yeah.
Because they're not asking for nothing crazy. Like, it's like somebody coming to you asking, yo, let me borrow $20. And you say no, and then their response like, you ain't got $20?
Right.
As opposed to like, I ain't asked you for $2,000 or nothing like that. Like, that's their response. Suddenly you're the mean person, but the simple reason could be I'm not giving you $20 because I don't have $20
I don't have it.
On me.
Exactly. So getting back to the shooting your shot part. Okay, so you put it out there. Y'all say hi. Y'all cordial with each other. She, you know, but the phone conversation and all that stuff just has not happened.
Nothing. None of the actual, I guess, for lack of a better word, intimate stuff that would need to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's not going that way. It's all surface level, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. So. Okay. So.
Which, again,
you're comfortable with.
I'm fine if that's all that is.
Right. But
it's okay to say that's all that it's going to be.
Did you ask the question? Is that all that it's going to be?
If I get to that point where I could ask the question, I will ask the question.
Okay.
But again, why am I going to stress it when the actions are already showing that?
I got you. So that's where I'm talking about the lessons and paying attention to people's actions versus what they say out their mouth. Because I tell you, I was told 1,000 times, I love you, I love you. Text message, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, great, wonderful. When is the person showing up? When is the actions lining up with the words? Because they're not. All right. And if they're not, and I'm the person that seems like I'm putting more effort in to try to understand what the hell is going on, probably not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just like you just have to move on, take your losses, cut your losses where they at, and just say like, wow, I hope whatever happened in the past, you wasn't holding on to it that long that you decided that you really wanted to come back in my life to try to disrupt something. Okay? Because not gonna happen. All right. But anyway,
it is funny how today we got more personal.
Yes, definitely.
Than we were answering our own questions.
We definitely, and we did not send in these questions at all. And this was one of our little hot topics type thing. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm just, thankful that we able to have this platform to do that. Hopefully our transparency helps other people. You know what I mean?
Well,
it is what it is.
You know?
Absolutely.
People we share our information and experiences to help others.
We definitely do.
I've learned from other people's experiences over time without having to experience it for myself.
True story. The grind is the grind. It is what it is. So this concludes our wonderful episode 6, and it was the why is it that? Oh my gosh, we gotta know why was it that. And please go to the website. Absolutely make sure that you leave comments behind any of the questions that we had today. So we just want to make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms, especially on maineventlive.com, our Facebook page, and on the YouTube. Also, make sure that you go to Maine Event Live website and check out the merch and apparel that is online at the online store. Dear Love and Lust, and get that t-shirt or that hoodie. Make sure that you follow myself, Bklyn Shay, also on all social media platforms. Check out our movement of Her Temple monologues and everything that we have coming up, which we definitely have our grand opening happening on December 19th here at 123 Sheridan Avenue, Suite 4. It is definitely going to be COVID friendly. So social distancing, we have time frames from 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and 10 to 12. All right. So you will be checked, okay, temperature wise, and have to sign up and everything in the front just so we have your name and your number just in case somebody need to contact. But we're going to be good. We're going to be good money. So if you would like to send in your questions, please make sure that you send them to dearloveandlust@gmail.com, and we will respond in the next episode. So without further ado, Maine, pass me that jar behind you.
Oh, Lord.
Pass me that jar. Can you get to it? Okay. Because I had to clean up the table because we had a private event here. So, I couldn't have all the stuff out here. So,
this is how we end
the show. All right. So, we going to say episode listen 6. It's done. Peace.